Hi everybody. Thank you so much for coming for restorative yoga tonight. I'm so happy to see all of you who are here live streaming with me, and also hello to all of you watching this on the replay. Let's just fold up a few blankets before we get totally settled. So you really just need one particularly rolled blanket, and that's one of these long skinny rolls. So roll up your blanket or your towel on the long side. And then just give yourself a good seat. Cross-legged is good, or kneeling is good, or any seat that makes sense for you is good. Close your eyes. For some time now, a lot of us have been subjecting ourselves unwillingly to this low level of anxiety. Or maybe it's not even low level, maybe it's full on, all the time, fierce anxiety. And while I can't promise that this will be fixed in one restorative yoga practice, we do have some tools in this practice today that can help you tap into and find a quieter place from within. The first step is to be able to notice. Be really clear about how you feel in this moment. And then start to direct your attention to all the places where you're in contact with the ground. Our work in this practice is to reinforce our connection to the earth. To feel the relationship between our bodies and the ground. To create a soothing, settling, and grounding space into which we can rest. Bring your hands together in front of your heart. This is a gesture of intention setting. In Sanskrit, it's called Anjali Mudra. A mudra is a seal, like the seal on an envelope. And we're putting the intentions that are in our heart, our greatest desires, to feel at ease, to cultivate some sense that all is well, into this practice. When we sing together the sound of Om, we take the energy of our individual intentions and expand that widely into the sound that's collective and comprehensive. It's a sound that contains all of the vibrations of everything in the universe, including this steadying, grounding, quieting, and soothing vibration that we're trying to tap into in this practice. Singing Om is also an important way for us to honor the ritual and the traditions of yoga. Add your voice to mine if you're in a place for singing, or of course you could just listen. Exhale your breath, then breathe in. Release your hands down into your lap, and then keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. I would recommend that you put your blanket under your head here, even if it's just one small layer. I mean, it can make a really big difference to our nervous system when our head feels like it's supported on just even one layer of soft. Once you get down onto your back, feel your feet and the way that they're resting against the floor. Try placing your hands on your belly, or if you've got some pockets in your sweatshirt like I do, you could slip your hands into your sweatshirt pocket. One option for your feet is to step your feet wide and to let your knees, your thighs rest against one another. If that doesn't feel settling for your back or causes you drama for your knees, putting your feet flat and legs parallel is just fine. Ultimately, find a place where your feet are well planted and that you can feel the steadiness of the ground under your feet, under the back of your pelvis. You can feel the ground under your shoulders and that soft layer of blanket under your head. Close your eyes if you hadn't done it already. And become more aware of your breath. The part of the breath that we're especially interested in when it comes to settling and soothing any anxious feelings is the exhalation. As you breathe in, can you feel the sense of expansion, a quality of rising upward? And as you breathe out, can you feel this settling, more downward movement? Now, I know that we breathe in and out through our nose. Physiologically, that's how the breath moves. But just imagine for a moment that you're able to breathe in and out of the front and the back of your body. Imagine that you can inhale through the back of your ribs to the front of your chest and your abdomen. And that when you exhale, you deflate from the front of your body back down into the floor. Another way to say this, or maybe to envision it, is that as you inhale, you breathe from the back of your ribs to the front of your ribs. And as you exhale, you release the breath from the front of your ribs to the back of your ribs. Also sort of imagine this little cartoon arrow, so that as I breathe in, that cartoon arrow points up towards the ceiling. But as I breathe out, the cartoon arrow flips around and points down towards the ground. Create whatever image makes sense for you. But find this rhythm of breathing. This feeling like you're moving up and down in pulsation. Especially connect to the downward movement, to the earth and the ground under you. In many ways, this position, called constructive rest, or sometimes pre-shavasana, it can act as a home base. As I've invited you to let go of some of your feelings of anxiety in this practice tonight, if what we're doing does not work like that, if for you the opposite starts to happen, you feel amped up or unsettled, you can come back to this position at any time. Even adding a blanket over top of your body can add to this feeling of being settled. And then draw your knees in towards your chest. Start to make some circles on the sky with your knees. Then roll over onto your side. And use the support of your hands, Use your arms. Push your body up into a seated position. Close your eyes as you get back into your seat. Has anything shifted? Keep your gaze soft as you blink open your eyes. Okay, we're gonna set up our poses tonight to practice a belly down position. So you'll need your one of your pillows for this. Put one of your pillows at the back of your yoga mat, basically at the end, wherever you want your feet to go. And then put your rolled up blanket on top of that pillow. There's a couple of options for what you'll want to do with your head. One choice is just to keep that flat blanket that you had set up before. If you think you might want more of a head support, basically if you're thinking you want to rest belly down with your forehead resting on something, you could always fold up the blanket to make a sort of higher ledge for under your head. Some folks like to just turn their head to the side. It's totally dependent on what feels comfortable for your neck and your head. But the pillow and the rolled up blanket are the support for your ankles. So come to belly down and see how this is feeling for your body. Place your ankles over the roll. And then perhaps you'll rest your forehead. Or maybe you'll turn your head to the side. You've got lots of choices for your arms. You could build your arms up like a stack for under your forehead. Or you could put your arms down by your sides, letting your shoulders fall in towards the floor. Take just a moment or two and see if you can find the just right position for your body. You want to make sure that you have access to the breath, that you're not feeling suffocated by the floor or by whatever prop you're using for your head. And you also want to make sure that your low back feels comfortable. If you're not used to lying belly down or this is causing a lot of strain for your low back, one good option is to separate your feet out a lot wider. Try that and see if that's feeling better for your back. Another option to attend to your low back is to move more to your side, where you bring one leg out to the side. That would look like this kind of position. Lots of belly down sleepers sleep with one leg out to the side like this, so that could be a super comfortable and settling position if having both legs straight back doesn't work for your back. And of course, if none of these options are good, roll over to your back and do that constructive rest position again. Great place for a blanket, especially if having your back open to the air doesn't feel super settling. Even just one blanket over your buttocks and over the tops of your thighs can help create some more downward movement. Close your eyes if you haven't done so already. And come back into the feeling of the breath. The breath has the same direction, except now that you're belly down, the inhale moves from the front of your body to the back of your body. The exhale moves from the back of your body down into the floor. Inhale, front of ribs to back of ribs. Exhale from back of ribs into the front of your ribs. Inhale from the ground to the sky. Exhale from the sky back into the ground. Keep breathing just like that. Continue to let your body soften and settle with each exhalation. your attention back from wherever your mind might have been drifting. Notice whatever there is to notice. Has your experience of the pose and of your breath changed as you've been in this posture? Expand your breath, deepen it just a little bit more. Exhale your breath. Then moving slowly, lift your feet away from your props. Gently roll your thighs against the floor. Then release your feet. Place your hands next to your ribs on either side of your body. Push yourself up towards all fours. Then rest your hips back onto your heels into a child's pose. Take your time to push your torso back up and bring your legs into a seated position. Close your eyes if they weren't closed already. Feel the impact of the pose you just practiced. Keeping your gaze soft. Blink open your eyes. Okay, you need your 2 pillows for the next one. Set up your pillows so they're in a stack. Depending on how thick and dense your pillows are, you might not need both of them, but you'll see once you come into the shape of the pose. Try starting with both of them, and then you can always take one away if it turns out this is too high of a stack for you. I think you'll also like having something for under your head, so you can take that same blanket you were using in the last posture and just put it at the end of the stack of pillows. Then position yourself so that your right hip is next to the end of the pillows. Set your legs together in a side saddle kind of shape. So they're not stacked, but your knees are staggered. We're moving ourselves into a super gentle sideline kind of twist. As with any twist, there's this natural compression to the spine. So we want to start by finding a little more length. Just position your hands one on either side of your pillows. Lift up a little bit taller. And as you exhale the breath, turn your belly, turn your chest in the direction of the pillows, and then come to lie down. Rest your arms against the floor, one on either side of your stack of pillows, and rest your right cheek on your pillows or on your blanket. Close your eyes if you haven't done so already, letting your body settle in to the support of the props. Continue the movement of your breath as we were playing in the last few poses. Except this time as you inhale, can you inhale into the back of your left ribs? As you exhale, the breath helps you to travel into a more settled place, down and into the pillows and into the ground. Inhale from the pillows into the left side. Exhale from your left side, back down into the ground. Inhale from the floor towards the ceiling. Exhale from the ceiling back down through your body to the floor. Continue to breathe just like this, resting a little bit more with each exhalation. Bring your attention back from wherever your mind might have been. Feel the ground under your hands, and then walk your hands back closer to your legs so that you can use the support of your hands and the strength of your arms to push your body up away from your props. Simply turn your body so that your left hip will be against your stack of blankets, against your stack of pillows. Stagger your legs. Frame the pillows with your hands. Sit tall. And then twist your torso towards the stack of pillows as you come to lie down. Rest your left cheek on the pillows or on your blanket. Come back into the feeling of your breath. Inhale from the floor upwards towards the right side of your ribs. As you exhale, release the breath from your ribs down into the mat. Wherever your mind might have been. feel your hands against the floor. And then walk your hands back, closer to your legs. Use the support of your hands and the strength of your arms to push your body back up into a seated position. Close your eyes as you get back into your seat. Feel the impact of the twisted pose you just practiced. Keeping your gaze soft, blink open your eyes. You'll need your chair for this next pose, or the wall, or the edge of the bed, or the edge of the couch. We're gonna finish our last pose of practice tonight with legs elevated. So I would recommend that you have something soft, right? My chair is not a soft back chair, so I'm gonna have a blanket over the edge of the chair so that I have something soft to receive my calves. If you're putting your legs up against the bed, you don't have to worry about adding this extra blanket. But if you don't have a soft surface upon which you can rest your legs, put a blanket there. If you're going up against the wall, this will be less of an issue. You'll just have your legs resting straight up against the wall. You should also get a blanket for your head. So maybe you'll just use that small single folded blanket, or if there's a softer blanket that you'd like to put under your head, you're welcome to do that. I also like to use the pillows here as some extra weight. It's not a lot of weight, but it's just enough that it can make your legs feel more settled. So you could use one pillow on your shins and one pillow across your belly, and or a blanket to cover your body as well. So to come into this posture, get yourself pretty close to the bed or to the chair or whatever you're putting your legs on. Swing your legs up onto the seat of whatever it is that you're using. And the most ideal arrangement for this position is that your calves are resting on the seat, or your calves are resting on the edge of the bed, or whatever it is you're resting against. And your shins are running pretty much parallel to the floor, with as close to a 90-degree bend at your hips and your knees as you can get. And then you can put one of your pillows onto your shins, which is going to give you this extra sense of weight, the pillow just helping your legs to settle. And you can add your second pillow over your belly, or if your pillow feels too big, like it feels like it's sort of suffocating you or taking up too much space across your belly, try putting just a blanket, or maybe it's a blanket and a pillow in combination. You're welcome to arrange your arms in any position that you'd like, maybe hands on belly again, or hands in your pockets. And then close your eyes. Allow your legs to relax against whatever surface they're resting on. Feel this new sense of the ground under you, under your legs, under your pelvis. Feel the ground under your arms and under your shoulders. Feel the surface under your head. As you exhale, settle yourself even more into the floor. Inhale and breathe from the back of your ribs to the front of your ribs.
Exhale from the front of your ribs to the back of your ribs. Inhale from the floor to the ceiling. Exhale from the ceiling to the floor. Inhale from the ground to the sky. Exhale from the sky back down into the earth. Continue to breathe and rest just like this, heavy and settled into the ground. attention back from wherever your mind might have been. Deepen your breath. And notice what you notice. As you begin to introduce some movement to your body, let it feel like those movements start from the ground. Let the movements rise up into your toes, into your fingers. You can start to bend and to shift and to move your body in any way that feels good for you. Bring your knees in towards your chest. If it feels nice to rock a little from side to side, you could give that a try. Take your time, but eventually roll over onto your side. Then use the support from your hands and your arms. Push your body back up into your seated position. Feel the whole impact of that practice. Even if you've only felt a small shift, know that you can revisit this quality of being connected to the ground anytime you need to. Pausing to notice the feeling of your body in relationship to the floor. Pausing to connect to the flow of your breath, especially the exhalations that bring you down, that settle you into the steady and reliable earth. Rejoin your palms together back in front of your heart. When we sing together the sound of Om, these individual and personal intentions are magnified, amplified by this sound. The sound that contains all of the vibrations of everything in the universe, including the settling qualities of the earth. I invite you to add your voice to mine, not just to share the energy of the earth and our intentions, but to honor the rituals and the traditions of yoga. Exhale your breath. Breathe in. May this practice help us to connect to a sense of peace that is at the center of us, peace at our source, for us and for all beings everywhere. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti Om. Peace, peace, peace. Thanks for spending some of your time resting with me. I hope I'll see you again soon. Bye, everyone.